Hello, everyone. Would you like to know how you can use vitamin D to reduce seasonal infection risks and more? Find out a little bit later here on the show. We're going to dive into it. Thanks for joining us. My name is Jason Steves. I'm a clinical account specialist with Perk Integrative Health, and I'm joined by my co-host Steve Steves, who is a clinical nutritionist and naturopath. And this is the Prosper Nutrition Show, where we bring you health truths to help you prosper and be in health. Steve, how are you doing?
Doing great, Jason. I'm really excited that you selected this topic for today because of the far-reaching effects that vitamin D has. There's a lot of misinformation about vitamin D that's out there, how much to take, what it does in our body that's important to know, and what it's derived from. And I'm just exciting topic. We're going to hit this hard and heavy and fast. I hope that people really get excited about it and run with it especially with the special that you'll offer on our immune bundle and the three products that we have that
Yeah,
have the most superior form that you can take
right.
of oral vitamin D.
Yes, so Steve's right. Start listening carefully. We're going to be getting into this real quick here, but just wanted to remind you, stick around. We're going to give you a coupon code later on to talk to you, to give you a discount on the supplements that we talk about today. So stick around for that. And also remember that you can watch this show live every Friday at 1:30 Central Standard Time. The Prosper Nutrition Show goes live. So join us next week. And also, you can download free the 7 Proven Steps. We'll probably talk a little bit about those today on the show on prospernutrition.com. It's a free guidebook that teaches you 7 principles that we have distilled down from the 30 years of clinical nutrition practice that we've been doing here in the Houston area. So go and download that booklet, start improving your health with those principles. But yeah, let's dive in. So, what is going on with vitamin D? I guess a lot of people probably know that, during the winter season, they're getting less sun and therefore their body's making less vitamin D. So, and maybe you should just start with, that aspect of it. It seems like people do know about the sun and the skin and vitamin D and immune health. But how would you address that with somebody to help them understand, like, what's going on with vitamin D and the sun, and what happens when we get into the winter and we have less sun?
Well, vitamin D is synthesized in the cutaneous tissue under our skin. It affects our pigmentation, our melanin absorption. Once UVB radiation hits the surface of our skin, the cholesterol, hear this well, folks, if you've got cholesterol issues, I can promise you, you are probably not good about getting out into the sun to convert the cholesterol in your skin to vitamin D. And once you do, if you look at the research behind it, your body can manufacture 20,000 units of vitamin D in 1 hour's time with 80% of your skin exposed in the middle of the summer in a latitude that's fairly equal to where we are in Texas and South. So it depends on where you are in the country and the amount of latitude and the intensity of sun that you get and how much 25 hydroxy cholecalciferol you can manufacture. That's vitamin D3 in its active form, formed directly from cholesterol. Cholesterol is not your enemy. If you're taking a cholesterol lowering drug for whatever reason, you are making a dangerous mistake as it's
Mm.
involved in multiple hormone pathways, immune support, muscle building. It's just dangerous, folks, and it's a disproven need. Cholesterol, we do need. Anti-cholesterol medication, we don't need. So it got me all
Yeah,
excited, Jason, talking about this.
that's important, and I think that's an important thing to talk about because part of what we try to help people do is help them navigate the onslaught of information that the pharmaceutical industry is putting out there to promote their products, which their products essentially, if you think about it honestly, and if doctors communicate about it honestly, they're not promoting healing. They're not promoting repair. They're not promoting the strength and energy of the body. And so that's the thing that, I think a lot of people understand. They're designed to manage disease and not help them heal. So that's a very, very important point. So, we got a little bit of picture of the importance of vitamin D. And then obviously that means in the winter months, since we're getting less sun, we're not getting as much of that vitamin D production. What can we do about that in the winter months?
Well, Jason, I have my own light panel at home. I do that. I take 3 of our products, which actually 4. I know that our Liver Protect has vitamin D, and then of course our vitamin D max in the drop form is 500 units per drop. So you can safely use 20 drops of vitamin D morning and night throughout the winter. Now, there is a big fear out there, but fear mongers are pushing not to take it, and it just seems so dangerous to tell people not to take vitamin D if it gets to a certain high level. Folks, I am not embarrassed to say at all that I have the highest level of vitamin D of anyone I've ever tested. It's been as high as 185. And most practitioners would freak at that. Most would be overly concerned, but my calcium levels are perfect. They run about 9.8, 9.7. I watch my magnesium levels. Magnesium controls whether or not calcium is going to be uptake or form in the bloodstream in the form of plaque. So it's important not be afraid of vitamin D, but to get your blood chemistry tested regularly. You and I did a great video on that this week, a little snippet that we sent out to inform people why it's important to test their blood every season. Now the fall season, folks, get your blood tested, find out your vitamin D levels and get on the appropriate amount, but also look at your calcium levels, look at your magnesium levels. We have rarely seen, maybe in 10% of the people who take copious amounts of vitamin D, where their calcium levels were elevated, which can cause a buildup of calcium in the bloodstream and elevate blood pressure. But guess what? Those same individuals across the board that I tested had low levels of magnesium. They weren't taking enough magnesium. So this balance issue, if you've understood and studied biochemistry for more than 30 years like I have, you just get it. The simple things with the electrolytes and the calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, how the body needs them, how the body regulates them, and how important they are. Salt is good for the body, and your adrenal glands make a particular hormone to regulate those. Excuse me. I didn't bring my water to the table. So I don't worry in the winter months because I will sit when it's 50 degrees, 55 degrees in an area that it gets good sunlight in a pair of shorts. And I'll sit there for 30 minutes, sometimes longer. I'll read, study, but I'll also take my Liver Protect, my vitamin D drops to keep my vitamin D levels at a high level. So don't be afraid of vitamin D. Absolutely, it does so much. When we went to a conference in 2015, I think it was, in Phoenix, it was on immune system and cancer, a big push for making awareness of cancer risk and what are the factors involved. There was a clinician who had done copious studies on the topic of vitamin D and cancer risk, and he stood up and he said this: when he sees clinics in his clinic, patients that test their vitamin D and their levels are 80 or higher, he said he sees no signs of cancer in all of those patients. Now, that's one study, but this guy runs a cancer clinic, and he was pretty adamant at making that statement. So vitamin D's role in autoimmunity, everything from diabetes to any of the itises that are out there, really important because it's involved in the innate immunity and the adaptive immune response balance. So you've got this entire immune system complexity all the way to your skin, to your gut, to your blood cells, that depend on vitamin D. So folks, don't come up short on that, especially with the winter months. And that's one of the big reasons that people end up getting the flu, because their immune system gets weak, their respiratory system isn't as active, and so their lungs tend to build up sludge and they get respiratory issues. The big push on RSV right now is trying to get people fearful of this, this virus of RSV, when in fact, most people are dealing with, at this point, high levels of mold, high levels of pollen coming from ragweed, coming from tree pollens, and it happens every year. It's not a mystery that this tiny little virus has shown up. It's environmental. 92% of all disease is environment related. The studies have proven it. Let's take a closer look at our environment and make it a safe place so we don't fear disease. I was diagnosed with disease. I was told I'd be in a wheelchair. I'm not afraid of disease. I know how to take care of my body, and I look forward to the long lives, especially enjoying this work with you, Jason, your children, and those children and their children one day in the future. Pretty exciting.
Yes. Well, that's really helpful. And I think, folks, we want to definitely make sure we're looking into this subject. Testing our vitamin D regularly is something that can help in other biomarkers. So we usually recommend at least twice a year getting your blood work numbers looked at. We do that at the Nutrition and Health Center, and its cost is very reasonable.
Jason, I'd like to add to that. The micronutrient test that we do measures another element. I didn't point this out, but vitamin D helps the uptake of calcium into the bloodstream from the gut. And you can get plenty of calcium from eating, green leafy vegetables, nuts and seeds, and so forth. You take up that calcium in the bloodstream, and then vitamin K2 is used in manufacturing a matrix protein that takes the calcium out of the bloodstream and puts it into the bones, your fingernails, your teeth. It drives it into systems that need it. So K2 is, in fact, there was a good book I read years ago, it signed some research on K2 and the calcium paradox was the name of it. And basically it's the answer. Now, people that we manufacture K2 in our digestive system, when the flora in our gut is out of balance, you'll have individuals that struggle with K2 production, and they're at risk of building up too much calcium in the bloodstream. So you watch the calcium level, but you can do the micronutrient test through us and find out which of these functional nutrients may be low that you could, increase your supplement intake to optimize your body chemistry. So I always encourage that, along with the ELISA lymphocyte response assay, to identify food and chemical sensitivities, as well as the standard blood chems that we do that can really identify a lot of information and get people to understand their bodies through the seasons. And these are simple, non-invasive tests to draw blood, to take urine samples for neurotransmitters, for example. Go to our website, nutritionhealthcenter.com, look at our assessments page, understand functional assessments, and steer away from tests that make you take chemicals or make you spike your blood sugar or make you go under radiation of some sort. Invasive testing that damages the body, I am completely against, unless there is a complete emergency from an accident or something of that nature. But too many of those tests are causing shortened life for many people.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you for that, Steve. I think that it's kind of helpful to get a better picture of what we can do about vitamin D. Sounds like you were kind of discussing other cofactors that are involved with vitamin D supplementation. And so we do have the vitamin D3 Max, the Prosper Nutrition Vitamin D3 Max formula that focuses on helping you get your vitamin D3 levels up, vitamin D levels up with D3 supplementation. but it doesn't have the K in it. And so if you're needing a formula that's more focused on bone health, focusing on your skin, your hair, your nails, the other aspects of the use of vitamin D and calcium and those components, we've got some other formulas designed for that. Is the bone repair and the skin and hair repair. We've got the bone repair. We have a way that you can actually use that bone repair and even help your body reverse osteoporosis. And then the skin and hair repair, there's a lot of people that love to take that and see great results, especially during the winter, where their skin and hair stays healthy and even seems to get healthier when they take more of that during the winter months. I say winter months, it's helpful for us to share that because we're in the Northern Hemisphere. But there are a lot of people who have less sunlight as a result of their lifestyle too, that can benefit from
Very good point.
these supplements more frequently. And
I'm thinking about the people in Houston that spend their entire daytime in air conditioning buildings all day. And then they only get sunlight when they go between the building and the car and their home. Very little sun exposure. So it's really important to supplement the vitamin D levels.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, so the bone repair and the skin and hair repair both have the K2 to help with that component that you were mentioning.
And I take both of those. Both of those, and I also encourage the immune bundle, which has our probiotic in it, so you can keep the gut healthy for the environmental immunity and allow the body to make even more K2 strong. You want to hear something interesting? Don't know how I did it. Maybe it was by adding the bone repair. Maybe it was by increasing the amount of skin and hair repair formula. Last year, I grew 1/2 inch because I hadn't tested my height in some time, and it had dropped to 5'8" 3/4. And then I tested again, and it was 5'9" 1/4. And I was like, wow. And we've seen that in individuals. We see that their bone structure there, and I do a lot of the functional exercises that you've taught me, Jason, that have really helped with that.
Right.
But people can regain their youthfulness. It's written in God's word. It's been done. It's been seen. And we want to run after that so we can be most effective in our latter years of life in serving others and glorifying God in the earth.
Yes. So folks, that immune bundle, a great option. Another way, and this is another product, vitamin D is really important. So we have a fourth product that contains vitamin D, and that's our Liver Protect. And that's got a great amount of vitamin D in there that you can get, meaningful amount, along with some other essential nutrients. And that is actually part of it is part of the immune bundle, isn't it, Steve? I believe it is. I'm trying to remember actually though, because I don't want to speak incorrectly.
If you could put that up there.
Oh, yes, it is. I'm about to pull it up.
Awesome.
Share the screen now. Here we go. Yeah, so the Liver Protect here, that is part of the immune bundle, and it does have the D3. So the immune bundle is a great bundle to really help your immune system during the winter months. You'll get that D3 here with the Liver Protect, and then other essential nutrients through the vitamin C max, magnesium power, zinc power, and cell repair with some antioxidant to help with the daily wear and tear repair.
Yeah, thanks for showing that, Jason. I remember when we set this up, we wanted to include the D3 drop. I don't even think the D3 drops were available at that time when we developed that profile. I don't remember, but adding the D3 drops is a great idea. Again, the Liver Protect, if you took up to 4 a day, but it's a little bit more of an expensive formula, but it's an important one. You're seeing more and more in the clinic. We're seeing more non-alcoholic related liver disease, NALD, they call it. Not disease. We don't label the diseases, but they come in diagnosed having that from their doctors. Right. And the liver enzymes are really elevated, but that's it's one of the signs that the liver is inflamed, irritated, and dying. Cells are dying too rapidly. Liver Protect is designed to protect the liver cells, so it slows the degradation of all tissue cells, not just the liver cells, but it's a remarkable product. We rely heavily on it. In this Houston environment, in this world today, I think everybody should be on the Liver Protect. The immune bundle for certain, as I do take every product there, and everyone we've discussed, they really are beneficial. I just love them.
Yes. Yeah, and we called it Liver Protect because of our environment and our lifestyle. It helping protect the liver, which the liver is an amazing organ that helps keep our bodies clean. It helps with digestion. It's something we need to keep healthy, and it's getting an onslaught of toxins from our lifestyle and our environment. So that formula is, like you said, it's been helping a lot of people maintain and recover their health. So
I still encourage the liver detox too, Jason, to get more, or the brain detox. I take both of those to help the detox pathways of the body. Those need constant support. But there is a little liver detox support within the Liver Protect. You've got silymarin or milk thistle extract in there that not only helps detox, it's mild in that effect, but it has what they call a tropo-restorative effect that allows for the liver to repair and rebuild and increase structural proteins. It's quite fascinating.
That's good. Well, folks, take advantage of this opportunity that we have to give you a discount on these supplements, the Immune Bundle, D3, Vitamin D3 Max, bone repair, skin and hair repair, all the supplements that we talked about today. You can get a discount on your next order using the coupon code 10-4-24-SHOW. 10-4-24-SHOW. It's 1-0-4-2-4-SHOW. You put that in there's a little window when you're going to checkout. You put that in there, and that will give you 10% off your next order. So if you have any questions, if you want to get in touch with us, we are a company of people that want to help you out. We're not going to just, push you along and, have machines answer you. We want to give you that personal touch. We want to be there to help you. We're a family-owned business. Our products are manufactured here in the U.S. So this is something that we're committed to serve the people here. And, we're doing it ourselves too. We take these products as well, and we see the results. And like we mentioned, we have a nutrition office where we help people use those supplements there as well. So if you have questions, get in touch with us. You can email us at info@prospernutrition.com, or you can type into the information. There's like a little comment section below on YouTube. You can type some questions in there as well, and we'll respond to you. But Steve, thank you so much. Do you have any last words for the folks out there on this topic?
Sure, I do. Just briefly, there is extensive research that links vitamin D, adequate vitamin D in the body, and people that live longer, healthier lives in general. And it's obvious. We just talked about all the factors, immunity and hormone health and building up strength of bone tissue. So vitamin D for longevity, folks. Remember that one.
Yep, there's an article here. You guys, I think the article is shared on our product detail sheet as well, correct, Steve?
I'm sure there is something along that nature of that one. That one I just dug up off National Institutes of Health.
Yeah. There's plenty of information and research about the benefits of vitamin D, folks, and even vitamin D supplementation.
Vitamin D Society. Vitamin D Society. I think that's either .org or .com. I forget which one. I think both will drive you there. They have extensive research information, 16 different cancers that are linked to low levels of vitamin D. So they've got some great research.
That's great. So we've given you the information. Now you can actually start feeling the difference by using the Prosper Nutrition supplements and changing your lifestyle. Go ahead and take action. That's where you're going to see the results, is you start taking action now, today. So use that coupon code, get a discount on your next order, And feel free to get in touch with us if you have any questions or concerns. We're here to help you. We're not going anywhere. So thank y'all for watching. Join us next week at 1:30 Central Standard Time for the Prosper Nutrition Show. And we are here to help give you health information that is cutting through the garbage information out there that's being promoted by interests that may not necessarily be out for your better health and you prospering and being health. But that's what we're about here. We want you to prosper and be in health. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.